Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another Canvas Live session. As you know, Canvas Live sessions are presented by Canvas community members or instructor employees to help Canvas users like you improve and enhance their teaching and learning with Canvas. So before further ado, I will turn it over to our presenters today. Kona.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kona Jones. I'm Director of Online Learning at Richland Community College. I'm also a Canvas coach, so you've probably seen me out and about around in the community. I'm also really, really excited to have with me James Jones, who is the actual creator of the spreadsheet and the Adjust All Assignment Due Dates on One Page, as well as many other Canvassments. He's here with me. I'm going to kind of get it started a little bit, and we might kind of switch back and forth as we go along and do things. So the biggest thing, if you would like to follow along, which you're more than welcome to kind of be following along at home if you'd like, is to go to the instructions and video page that has all of the information that we're talking about. So don't feel like you need to be hurrying and like writing all of this down, because James is wonderful and he has fully documented basically everything we're going to do today is documented with videos and everything like that. But really quick, just because I don't want you to get your hopes up and then like after a half an hour be like, well, wait a second, it doesn't do this. What does the spreadsheet do? It will change due dates and times. It will change available from and until dates and times. It will change quiz, show and hide answer dates and times. You can unpublish and publish assignments and mute and unmute assignments. So those are the things the spreadsheet.
Change the title.
And change the title. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even realize that. See, we're really glad that James showed up and is here to help with us, because you can also change the title of your assignments, which honestly, I didn't know that. And now I'm even more excited because I don't know about you guys, but I'm always tweaking my assignment titles here and there. And so you can also change your assignment titles. So what the spreadsheet can't do, it doesn't change any other types of dates in Canvas. So it won't change your announcement dates. It won't change any if you've got like files that are supposed to open, close, that type of thing. It doesn't do anything with the new conditional release. And if you have assignments that use the differentiated assignments, so like different sections with different due dates and times, it doesn't do anything with that either. So those are the things it does, which, God, even an extra awesome thing, and the few things it doesn't do. So what it does really, really well though. So moving along, let's go ahead, and what you're going to want to do if you're following along here at home, we're going to this page right here in the community. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip over to it, and it's the Adjust All Due Dates and Times on One Page. So that's the one that is actually on right there. So if you're here, and this is the beautiful thing, James really does just go through these instructions and they work. So what we're going to do first is open up the Google spreadsheet. So if you're following along at home, you just click course due dates and open up that spreadsheet. Now, what I will tell you is that, and actually, you know what, I'm going to open this up. Sorry, I just did that, but now I decided I'm going to open it up in a new window just so that way I can flip back and forth for you. So I'm opening it up in a new tab. What you're going to need to do is make sure, so you can see I'm logged into my Gmail account. What you're going to want to make sure that you have is a Gmail account that you can log into, because what you're going to do is go up here to File, and you're going to make a copy, because we're not going to be able to mess with James's spreadsheet. He'd get really unhappy with us if we did that. So instead, we're going to make a copy. If you're logged into your Gmail, you're going to be able to then make a copy and name it whatever you want. So instead of copy of course due dates, I'm going to have Canvas Live Demo. You can then click on your folder, share it, or save it to whatever folder you want for your Google Drive, and click OK. So we need like some music or something playing as this loads. Okay, so once you've done that, you should then have, once it says it's working, the big thing that you're looking for is you should now have a Canvas menu. And what I'm going to do really quick here is I'm going to actually share this with James. So that way, which one do you want me to share you with?
Gmail.
Okay, well, okay. And canned edit. Okay, I'm sharing this with James really quick, sorry, just because I want to make sure that James can jump in, and now he's going to be able to edit anything that we do. So like I said, the big thing that you're looking for, is that Canvas menu. So right here is the Canvas menu. So I'm now going to come back over here. I don't need this one any longer, and you can just go ahead and X out of it. If you're still saving it, that's fine. Go ahead and save it. But we want to be logged in and have it in your Canvas drive and have that Canvas menu. So then if you go back over here, so if you follow along with the directions, we've made our copy. We want to check your locale and time zone settings. And this is really important, not so much for me because James wrote it and I live with him, but for you, if you're not in the same time zone, what you want to do is come to File and Spreadsheet Settings, and you want to check that time zone. And that's really important because if you don't and you go to do your due dates, it's going to get all wonky when you go to save them back to Canvas. So please make sure that you've checked your time zone settings, change that to whatever time zone you're in or that you would like it to be, and make sure to click Save Settings. Once you're done with that, what we're going to do is come up to this Canvas menu, and we're going to configure our API settings. And what this does is basically get all of the good stuff loaded in here so that we can get your due dates set. So if you click Configure API Settings, it's going to ask you this: authorization required, it needs your permission. Now I promise you, this does not give us all of your credit card information. This doesn't give you our Google Drive information. This doesn't do anything inappropriate. I promise, it really doesn't. It's just allowing us permission, or allowing the program permission to access the data on your Google, just to let the program run appropriately. So promise, we're not collecting any information. So go ahead and click Continue. It's just going to say course due dates would like to do these things, but once again, it's not providing us any information. This is just within you and your computer. So go ahead and click Allow. And you should get this screen that comes up. So now what you're going to need to do is go to your instance of Canvas. So whether this is your Free for Teacher account, whether this is your school's Canvas instance, whatever it is, we want you to go ahead and log into Canvas. So for me, I'm already logged in. So you can see I'm right here. I'm logged in. My login was successful. And what that you need is this part right here. Just your richland.instructure.com. That's mine, but it's going to be whatever that URL is in your core or in your instance of Canvas once you log into Canvas. So we're going to come back here. So see how it says like canvas.instructure.com? Well, for me, it's richland.instructure.com. So make sure you've got yours in place there. We then need to generate an access token. So don't worry, he's got the guide here of how to do it. It's also back over here in the directions. It's step 4 of how to access this, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do it. So to access the token, you're going to be in your instance of Canvas. You're going to click on your account and then click on Settings. So account and then Settings in your instance of Canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then you're going to scroll down, and you should see these approved integrations. Now there's a good chance you might not have any, or maybe you'll have some and you're really not sure what they are. But these are all integrations that you would have set up with Canvas. So let's say that you've got it maybe Canvas linked with your phone for the Canvas app. You probably have the Canvas maybe for iOS. So that's kind of showing what some of these things might be. I'm a Canvas admin, so I do have a bunch of these. So if you don't have any, that's fine as well. But what we're going to do is actually scroll down and click New Access Token. So go ahead and click that, give it a purpose, and I'm going to say that it's a demo for due dates. You can say it's whatever. For me, I'm going to go ahead and set an expiration date of tomorrow. The reason is that this is actually a super secret code. In fact, what I'm going to do is delete this code as soon as I'm done demoing, because what this code does is basically give anyone with this access code access with my privileges into our instance of Canvas. So this, once I click Generate Token, which I'm going to go ahead and do, this token right here, which is what we're going to copy, if you gave this to someone else, they would literally be able to get into your instance of Canvas with your level of permissions and do whatever they wanted. So please do not share this. Do not give this away. And this is also why, as soon as this demo is done, I'm going to go in and I'm going to delete it. So copy it and then come back over here and you want to paste it right there. Once you're done with that, so once again, we're just copying that token, coming over here, pasting it, and clicking submit. In general, you don't have to set an end date. I'm just doing that though, like I said, because I don't want to. I don't want to save this. And you should get this success. Connected to richland.instructure.com as Kona Jones, you may now use the API calls. So there we go. Now, one thing that you should be really happy about is that once we've done this, as long as you didn't set an expiration date over here, as long as you didn't set an expiration date for that, you will not have to come back and do that again. So once we've set that up, you're good. You can just keep reusing this spreadsheet again and again for different courses, even different semesters. You do not have to go back and redo those steps. So once we're done with these steps, you've got this spreadsheet saved in your Google Drive. You can just keep reusing it. So the next step, which is the fun step, is we're going to come over here to this Canvas menu, and we are going to specify a course. So Canvas, and then specify course. Now it's asking for the URL of your course. So come back over into your instance of Canvas, go to your courses or your dashboard. And for me, I'm going to use, hold on. I'm using this course, but for some reason, it wasn't loading. So here's the course I'm using, is my Kona Sandbox course. And so what I'm going to do is copy this URL. So just copy your course URL. Then go back over to the spreadsheet and paste it in right here. So all you do, just go to your course, copy that, come back over here, paste it, and then click OK. Once you do that, you should be prompted that this is your course ID, this is the course name, and would you like to proceed? If it is the correct information, click yes. If not, click no, and go back and double check to see what you did. But for now, we're going to go ahead and proceed. And then you're going to get this running script. You'll also see that the spreadsheet's going to start enlarging, and that's basically it's preparing to do its magic. But this is the really beautiful thing, because what you're going to see here in just a couple minutes, well, depending on how long it takes to kind of run this, but what you're going to see is here are all of my assignments and my assignment due dates popping in here. And hopefully you guys are seeing the beauty of this right now, because I think this is absolutely wondrous. Every time I do this, it doesn't matter. I get all excited, especially now that I realize, like, if I don't like this title, that I could change the title. So once you now have this available and pulled up, you can go in and change your title. So if you decide, oh, I don't want this called Chapter 1 Quiz 1, you know, I want to go in and change it to that. Whatever you want to do, I guess you can now change your titles. These are your due dates and times. If you have available from, I don't personally use those dates, but if you do, they should pop up. Available until and show answers, hide answers, those would be for quizzes. Let's see. If you come across, you can see, so the show and hide answers are going to only be for quizzes. Publish and muted. So this would be if you wanted to come in and unpublish all of your assignments, you could just come in and make all of those zeros. If you wanted to mute your assignments, you could just come in and put a 1 in to mute. So for publish, 1 is published, 0 is not published. For muted, 0 is not muted, and 1 would be that they are muted. So I hope that makes sense. And James has just taken over. So see, that's the beauty of when you share a document or a spreadsheet with somebody. They can click on stuff, and it adjusts things for you. You can also see the type and the Canvas ID, which doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go ahead and let James take over because no?
No.
Oh, okay. He says no. I'm going to keep going with this for a little bit longer. So what I was going to demo you, and totally out of focus. I'm sorry, it's out of focus. What can't you see? I see someone. Someone asked if we save the access token into this Google Drive sheet, how secure is it?
It is stored in Google as a user level and a script level, which means if you do share this, like Kona shared it with me, I cannot get access to her token. I can't retrieve the token back. So trust Google, I guess.
All right, so basically it's as safe as you are willing to trust Google, but that we don't have access to it, and no one else who would get into that spreadsheet would have access to it. So trust it as much as you'd like to trust Then someone else said that it's not blurry right now for them. So I hope it's not blurry right now. So for the due dates, a couple of things also really quick with this Canvas menu. If you know that you're always going to use 23:59, so basically 12:59 p.m., you can come up here and you can hide the times. So if you're like, nope, I don't need the times, I'm good. If you do want to use the times, you can come back up and you can always show the times again. So if you would like to go ahead and have the times visible, or if you're not sure if your times got adjusted correctly, you could always come back and review them. Also, if someone's worried about not being able to see these, like I said, back here on the directions page, if you scroll down, James has videos, and he does really nice videos, and these videos go through and basically explain and show everything I'm talking about and much, much more. So you can always come back and review how to do this with more clarity in some of these videos that James has already done and provided. So for here, I'm going to go ahead though and hide those dates, or hide the times, I'm sorry. So hide the times. And then the beauty is, if hopefully you have either a calendar or you have your syllabus, you can just go in and double check and see all I did for these times, and these are for my this semester class, I copied it from one semester to the next, and I said, go ahead and adjust it to this semester. So it has adjusted to this semester, but I don't want my first quiz due on the 29th. So I can click on this, and first of all, it does validate, which I think is really great, whether or not the due date is the appropriate time. But I'm going to go ahead and double click. And in all honesty, classes start on the 17th, so this quiz needs to be due on the 22nd. And so you can just do it this method. Some people are familiar and comfortable with just double clicking and changing it right there on the calendar. It's that easy. James does a little bit more high functioning cool stuff. I'm kind of the low tech person where I just like to click on it and say, okay, syllabus quiz. My syllabus quiz is actually due on the 20th. Tell me about yourself. But you can literally just go through and follow along with your syllabus and with your assignments and just change them to whatever you want them to be. Add the link to James's instructions in the session details here. Yes, we can definitely add the instructions and the details. In fact, I think they are back on the main Canvas Live page, but we will make sure that you have access to them as well. Something that I was playing around with and that I thought was really cool. So let's say the available until, what if you wanted to make it to where it was going to show answers for your quizzes? So here's my quiz, and I want all of my quizzes to show the answers the day after. Now, James will show you some really cool stuff, but what I'm going to show you is that you can just go up here into your formula, do an equals, and say, I want D2 plus 1. And there it's going to automatically shift the show answers to the next day. I can then just take this, copy it, and paste it in there, and it will automatically adjust for any of these where I've got quizzes. And so you see it doesn't go to the 30th, it goes from the 5th to the 6th. And I can just go ahead, and that's how you could really quick and easily adjust all of my show answers. So I don't want any of my answers to show until the day after my quizzes close. If you then want them to hide the next day, you can just click on that box, click equal, and now we're on E2 plus 1.
You can click on the E2 as you're typing it.
And James knows the shortcuts of you can click on E2, but I can't. I can do it, but James is he was definitely the spreadsheet wizard for this. Someone says, I love the way this looks, but I can't get it to work. I can't get past configuring the API settings. Maybe it has something to do with the custom URL on my campus.
Could be.
It could be, James says. Let's see. Someone also says, I'm trying to copy and paste the URL to James's instructions here, but it's not allowing. So for Beth, what you could do is if you comment back on the adjust all assignment due dates on one page, if you comment on there, normally James is pretty good. So if you scroll all the way down and add the comments, I must not be logged in right now. But if you comment on here, James is normally good about helping to troubleshoot. So if you'd like his help in trying to troubleshoot, occasionally I think there are schools that will block this stuff, but it could just be some other type of error. So if you'd like to double check, I would go ahead and add a comment to the adjust all assignment due dates, comment on this one, and James will get back with you on that one. So, James, do you want to show now some a little bit higher things? I know in the past that what you've done is kind of demo.
You need to say how to save the changes when you're done.
Oh, okay. So before he does that, what he'd like me to do is also, so let's say you've got this all the way you want. So you're set, you love it, this is great. What you would then do is come up to Canvas and just click Save Due Dates. So I'm going to go ahead and save the due dates. And what this does is then update them. So it's running the script, and what it's going to do is update it as soon as it's done in your course. So sometimes, depending on how big, I've got a lot of assignments, so it's just double checking my assignments. Something else that maybe you know that you don't want to update certain assignments, you can also delete assignments off of here, and that does not delete them out of Canvas. So that is one thing it will not do. If you were to say, oh, and I'm not going to do it because the script is running, but if you were to kind of copy these and delete those, it would not delete them out of Canvas. It would just mean that it's kind of out of your way, so you wouldn't have to mess around with them when you're changing due dates and times. But now if I flip over to my sandbox, and I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. And here's my quizzes. And my quizzes have now adjusted, because if you remember, they were on like the 28th, 29th, but they have now adjusted. So yeah, they were on the 29th, and now they've adjusted here. So it's that easy, it's that quick to just go ahead and update. If you've realized, oh shoot, I don't like this, you can just come back over here, readjust. If you have edited any of these, so let's say you're looking and you're like, oh, I just want to change one of these dates, but then you decide, oh, I want to change a lot of them, you can just come back here, and instead of specifying the course again, you can just click Load Due Dates again. And what it's going to do is basically come back to your course and reload whatever the new due dates are, or whatever the current due dates are in your course, back here into this spreadsheet. If you get done with a course and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go to the next course, what you would do in that case, so you can see it just kind of basically reloaded all of my dates back in here, and that was the load due dates. But if you say, okay, I'm done with this course, and now I want to go to my next course, so I'm going to go to Courses, and Math 113, which technically that was my Math 113. All you have to do then is just copy that, come in, go to Canvas, specify course, specify this new course. And I'm actually not going to specify it. I mean, I guess I could, but it doesn't really matter, except if James does anything. I don't want it to go back to my new course, my real course. But the spreadsheet will then pop in with the assignment dates for the new course, not the old course, not the one that we were previously looking at. So in that case, you don't have to have a different spreadsheet for every course. You just continue to reuse the same spreadsheet just by specifying in that course whichever course you want to be working in. And then if you need to reload your due dates, you can reload them if you've messed with them. And then once you've messed with them here, so you could just save them. So I think I've gone through all of the menu items here. If there's any questions, we can answer questions. And
I have nothing to add.
oh, James, I guess, was here as moral support for me.
Yes, there is one more video coming that I finished right before I got here. It's on YouTube, but it's waiting to be added. It will show you how to shift dates. So in case you have a spring break and you need to adjust the dates, it will show you how to like move everything after spring break by a week. So that should be out later today on that document that's in the community.
One other thing I thought of, James has a video that talks about how you can change the times. So this class right here was an online class, but what if I'm teaching it instead, which I actually am as a hybrid class, and instead of midnight, I want all of these things to be due right before class starts. What you can actually do is kind of highlight that, go to Edit, or I'm sorry, is it File?
No, it's Edit.
It is Edit, okay, yep, Find and Replace. And instead of the 23:59, my class actually starts at 5:30. So I'm going to set the new time, except it wouldn't be 5. It'd be 17:30, because military time. And replace all. And there we go. I just changed all of my times to where instead of them at midnight, they're now all going to be due at 5:30. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was double checking some of James's videos, and I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. So that's a really nice way that if you're switching from one class to another, that maybe you have the assignments instead of due at midnight, you have them due at different times depending on the class. You can quickly and easily just replace the due date or the time from one time to the next.
To answer Sarah's question, yes, you can reuse the same token, although you don't have to create a new spreadsheet for each course. You just change the course at the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you did create a spreadsheet for each course, you don't have to reuse. But in all honesty, you really don't have to. I mean, unless it seems confusing for you, you really don't have to create a different spreadsheet. You can just keep reusing the same one. It's up to you if you would like it. The other thing that I know an instructor was really excited about that I was working with in my office, she came in to get initial help with it, and we pulled it up in my office, and she's like, okay, well, what am I going to have to do so I can pull it up when I get back to my office? And I'm like, well, the beauty is it's a Google spreadsheet. I said, so all we have to do is close it. It's automatically saving. You can see all changes are saved. I said, and you can go home, you can go back to your office, come back, pick up wherever you left off, continue changing your dates, and then whenever you're ready, go ahead and save due dates. So there's no expiration, so to speak, on this. You can be working on it here, there, take a break, come back to it, and then when you're done with it, just go and save your due dates. You don't have to worry or stress out about, oh, I have to sit down and do it all at once. It really is very user-friendly, and it's great because then the teacher was really excited, or the instructor, she's like, oh, that means I can go home and I can do it from home, or I can do it. And I'm like, yep, you basically, I said, as long as you have an internet access and access to a Google Drive spreadsheet, I said, you can go in and you can take care of this. So there's lots of fun and exciting things, especially if you're into formulas. You can definitely, I've seen James go through and say, oh, right now it's set for a year ago, and instead of doing, you know, the 120, he's done something where he will do, I'm in here, ignore that, but he'll do like equals B2 plus, and he'll be like 180 days or something. And let's see, and okay, well, it takes me to 719. No, that's not quite right. So I'm going to come back up here, and he sat here and he's played around with it, and I've seen him, but he's better at math, so he would probably be better at figuring out what the number of days are. But you can totally do it to maybe even switch it more easily from one semester to the next. So if I was switching this to my summer, it's like, okay, so 619 still isn't quite right. So maybe let's say 145, oops, not 1045. 145, okay, we're getting closer, but you can see that you can kind of figure out approximately what you would need to get it onto the right for the summer. Ah, there we go, that's a lot closer. And then you could just copy that, and it would automatically shift your dates up a little bit more so that you can see, like, okay, here I can just automatically shift it forward summer. Once again, you could shift the time. Okay, I'm not teaching at 5:30 anymore. Instead, I'm teaching at 10 a.m. And so you could come in and flip the time again. So, and we are on time. It's 11:30. Unless there's questions, I think we're pretty much done demoing this. Like I said, if you have problems or anything follow up, you can just go to this document here in the community. Make sure you're logged in. Scroll down, and there will be a place way at the bottom. And you can see James has a lot of information here. So if you aren't sure, you haven't caught something, come back. You can refer to this. But if you have problems, just scroll down eventually and hit reply, and you can ask your questions or any follow-up right there on this document. So I hope you found it helpful. I know for me, I swear I save an hour or more, probably a lot more than an hour, changing my due dates for just one class. And so if you're teaching a lot of classes, I think this could help you out a lot. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Kona. Thank you so much, James, as well. And thank you, everyone, for joining another session of Canvas Live. We look forward to seeing you in future sessions. Have a wonderful afternoon, and this will be live as soon as we stop broadcasting on the YouTube channel. Thank you.